Hello, everyone. Welcome to this very special Battlesnake tournament. We are live with the AWS Summer Intern Battlesnake tournament, and I'm joined by two wonderful co-hosts. Please meet my fellows. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Hey, it's me, Aileen.
And hey, it's me, Aurora. You might remember me from some of the tutorials.
And I'm Joe. You might remember me from earlier today if you happen to tune in early. It's been a busy day on Twitch today. Thank you all so much for joining us. We're super excited to play some Battlesnake with y'all and see what you have been up to. If you are joining us out in the community, we've got a fantastic tournament lined up for you with some AWS interns who are going to show us what they're made of and what they've been working on. But to explain all of that and to explain the AWS internship program, we are going to be joined by Chelsea Sum, who is going to walk us through who these interns are and what they've been up to. Please welcome Chelsea. Woo!
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, Joe. So, first of all, hi, everyone. Welcome to the first ever AWS Intern Battlesnake tournament. For those of you that don't know me, yes, I'm Chelsea. I am a program manager at AWS. I support our databases and analytics organization. But a big part of my role is to support and drive an internship experience that hopefully proves challenging and rewarding, fun, but above all else, just instills a drive to continue to impact tech in the way that our interns already do. In partnership with Battlesnake, we're thrilled to be making this available to our AWS summer intern class of 2021. I know we're all experiencing yet another unprecedented year, but I thank our interns for trusting us to deliver a great experience in either that virtual or hybrid environment that we're offering right now. If you are a spectator today and you're interested in learning more about our AWS internship programs or just interested in what student opportunities we have available, feel free to check out our jobs page, just amazon.jobs.com. You can navigate from there to discover more about our student opportunities. But today, we have 12 teams competing for fame, glory, and of course, prizes. Our top 4 teams are going to have the opportunity to represent AWS in the official Battlesnake Summer League. Our top 3 teams will be walking away with a bundle of prizes. They'll include gift cards, swag, of course, bragging rights. But in addition to all of that, our partners in AWS marketing are going to be working with our first place team to compose a special winners post, and that'll be shared across all AWS social media. We'll of course also continue to follow our intern teams that do move on into the official Battlesnake Summer League. I have no doubt we'll be tuning in to watch them climb that leaderboard. But enough talking from me. Without any further ado, I'm going to hand it over to the amazing Battlesnake casting crew that y'all just got to meet. I'll let you guys kick things off for our first ever AWS Intern Battlesnake tournament.
Thank you so much, Chelsea. And those prizes sound amazing. This is all so exciting. If you are joining us from the internship program and you are in the chat, let us know you're here. Let us know which snake you represent. We're going to be diving into the snakes and seeing them all very shortly. And hearing that the top 4 teams will be representing AWS in the Summer League board is very exciting. That leadership board is a bit of a fiery place right now, so that is a higher claim to wield that logo in the board. Cool. So yeah. I guess we'll let you go, Chelsea. Let you kick back and enjoy the tournament. Thank you so much for joining us. Aurora, as you waved there, the top of your hand got green screened.
Oh
no. So I think. Should we kick it over to the tournament? Should we have a look at what's going on? Have a look at Meet the Snakes?
Absolutely. And I'll say I got a bit of a hint, some advanced warning, because last week we did like a little private, exhibition tournament with some of these Battlesnakes, and I got to see a hint. And I have to say, this is a very reputable group. Like, they've been working on these Battlesnakes for several weeks now. I think it was early June when I did the first tutorial, and
yeah,
I think there's a lot to be proud of in here with this.
You've had spoilers.
Yeah,
you got spoiled.
Yeah,
nice.
I think
that's very exciting.
This is very exciting. You really hyped it up for me.
Yeah, no pressure, AWS teams, but we don't deal with getting disappointed very well.
Yeah, the bar is high.
Yeah. We are just dealing with some screen share phenomenons, and then we will get going. There we go. I think we're up. So this is the Summer Internship Battlesnake Tournament page. From this page, you've had all the information you needed, and here we can see the snakes. So we have 12 snakes, 12 teams, as Chelsea pointed out, and we have. First of all, one thing I will point out, which was actually pointed out by my partner earlier when I was looking through this, is we don't have any color collisions. It is a miracle. We're going to know what all the snakes are on the board. It is the first time this has ever happened. Thank you all so much for customizing your snakes and making them visually distinct. I'm very
so
pleased.
Colorful and nice. I mean, there's two teals in there that I think, but they're not exactly.
They're not. Yeah, there's a bit of difference. There is 2 grays. That's fine.
That's fine. He says.
We'll make it. It only stresses me out a little bit.
One is kind of more sage than gray, so
right.
I can kind of. I'm really pulling out the color palette here, but
yeah, no, you're totally right. That is like.
Oh wow, Joe, I have to say this chat has informed that a refresh is required because I believe appearances of Battlesnakes have been changing here.
We might be disappointed.
There's a fire tail. Well done, Cheerio.
Look at that.
I've never even seen that tail. Where is that from?
That's a rocket, right?
Yeah, isn't this an unlockable now?
Is that for July?
I'm out of date. I know nothing. So 12 wonderful Battlesnakes, and we see we've got some tags here. Y'all are being conservative with the tags. So our tags let you indicate lots of things about your snake, the technology they're built on, where they are running, what cloud provider you're using, that kind of thing, what personality they have, what kind of strategies you're into. We have a lot of people keeping it close to their chests. I'm seeing some Rust. That's always exciting. We've got a wide range of languages, actually. Y'all are really running the gamut. We've got Python, we've got Rust, we've got Java. Were you focusing on any particular language in your tutorials, Aurora?
I believe, if I recall correctly, I think I did it in Python because that's my comfort zone. But what I have learned doing tutorials, doing Q&As is this AWS intern group is not afraid to push boundaries to stretch. So I'm not terribly shocked to see this diversity here.
Perfect. Cool. And we have some very popular tags. Chicken snake is a popular style of play. Interesting to see if these are. Have they been briefed on what a chicken snake is, or it's just like that's a fun tag? Let's use that.
Or did they just know? They felt it in their bones.
Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so let's dive into the tournament format. Let me give this a refresh just to make sure. So this is going to look a little bit confusing at first glance. Do not worry. We will walk through it and we will remind you again and again and again. So we have these initial group stages. Each group stage is played twice, and the first time it's played, the winner moves forward and they are removed from that group stage. And so the stage is played again minus the winner, and then the winner of that next stage moves forward. So from each group, 2 snakes move forward, and the second game is just that little bit easier than the first one because the top snake has been moved out. We will keep doing that with all of the groups A through to C until we end up with a second group stage. So there's 3 groups. There'll be 6 snakes in the second group stage, I guess. And then we will from that get to a top 4, and it's the same setup there, except we will be playing to get 3 snakes for our finals. So the top 4 will play 3 times, and then in the finals everything flips over a little bit, because in the finals it is the first snake to 3 wins. So I repeat that, it is the first snake to win 3 times, not best of 3, the first snake to win 3 times. That's important because it could be all over in 3 games. If we get 1 snake sweep, it could be all done and that snake could walk away, 3 games and done. Or as is usually the case, it goes on forever and there are upsets and we make it to the full 7 games. So that could be the eventuality. We'll see what happens. It could be wild. So again, we'll drop those reminders as we go through. So in Group A, we'll run through the heats and we'll dig into a little bit, and we'll explain. I'm sure you've all been playing lots of games. You've been practicing a lot and using these snakes a whole bunch, and you've been running games and seeing how things perform. But we will also explain what the game UI looks like as well. So in Group A, we have Theodore, Weirdo Snake, Bota, and Lars. In Group B, we have again. Okay,
Sorry.
we have a conspiracy theory here in the caster crew, which is that whoever builds these groups does actually do it by like some logic.
It's color coding.
It's definitely color coding. We say this this is
look at how nice that is. That's like fall, and then we got spring. Come on.
You're building your next website, just go to a Battlesnake tournament.
Yeah, color palette.
Your color palette info right there.
There you go. That's Group B genius. Color palette.
Battlesnake color theory. I want it. There's definitely someone on the team who has color coded bookshelves. So we've got Theodore, Weirdo Snake, Bota, and Lars. Group B, we've got Basilisk, Cold Blood, Gah. Nice. Is how I'm going to say that one. And
that was a Battlesnake named for us. I feel like that's a personal challenge.
That's all caps. You have to shout it every time.
You have to shout it. Yeah.
Let's not disappoint them.
Yeah.
No, got it. There's a no, I'm not going to get into it. Anyway, Group C, we have Bruh, Cheerio, Apollo, and Danger Noodle. Danger Noodle is the classic name in my mind, and I will always love a Danger Noodle.
Yeah, it's a classic. Yeah. Can you say Cheerio again?
Oh, it was like being very British about it. Cheerio.
Just wanted to make sure you hear it. Yeah, you weren't British enough, actually, in my opinion. I think you could have gotten more British.
Cheerio, old chap.
Yeah, I need it.
where are I guess in 2021 the interns are globally distributed, but I assume normally we'd be talking to West Coast shoots.
Oh yeah, I want to know where everyone is. That's always fun to know. Did we get any flags? I think there's like flag tags, or maybe that's in there.
We don't have flags here. We do sometimes have flags. Okay. So that is pretty much a walkthrough of how the tournament works. Have I forgotten anything, crew? Is there anything that we need to remind folks? Anything we need to touch on? Yes.
Oh, the booth is shouting deploy rules.
Yeah.
Aurora, would you like to run us through the deploy rules?
Sure. So I'll pop this out. I think we mentioned it a few times in tutorials and earlier, but critical reminder. Do not make modifications or deploys to your Battlesnakes from this point forward. There are no guarantees exactly about when we run the game. So usually they'll run a little quicker than we can display them. So from this point forward, doing a deploy, doing a modification is taking your Battlesnake's life in your hands. So we advise against it. Sometimes you get away with it, but 99% of the times you do not. So hold tight. And if you're using a service that needs a little wake up, if you're using something like Replit or maybe a Lambda or something similar, give your Battlesnake a little poke, just that little safety net to make sure it's awake, it's thriving, and it is ready to battle.
Yes. There is, and I will say this for one circumstance only, there is a narrow window between group stages where you may be able to, do quick restarts. The only reason I say this is because we may get snakes that time out. As Aurora just said, some services need warming up. And so if you see your snake time out, run, do what you can, and we will, your pals here on the caster team will delay and hold things up as long as we can so you can get those snakes up and running. But hopefully that won't be the case, and all these snakes will be warm and fresh and going. Aileen, we have folks from Austin. Apparently there's Apollo was designed by a team in Columbia. You have your wish. We have locations here in the chat.
I love it. That's exciting. I love that there's a little bit of global aspect to this. Yeah. Very nice.
Okay. So you've had your warning. No deploys. Warm up your services now. As Brad has said in the chat, the first games will be starting soon. And once what we are watching is in the past and has happened. So by the time we run those games, your snakes need to be hot and ready. So I guess we'll give you your warnings now, and then the first game is going. So if you're in Group A and you didn't warm up, better luck on.
That warm-up's coming, and not to worry, there is the second round as well. So
yes, yeah, you're all good. Yeah, and the second round is easier, right? The second round is fine.
That's what they say is it gets easier. It gets. It does, because we removed the winner. Yeah. So it's true. Exactly. Yeah. So maybe that's like a whole like strategy. Just blow the first game and then let the make sure you crush in the second game.
You say that. I feel like we've had that in these, like the last tournament. there was like, it ended up nearly being won by a snake that from the early brackets we thought wasn't going to get through, which is, the shapes of the games change a little bit. Like in the finals, it's only 3 snakes. Down here it's 4, and it doesn't feel like a big difference, but sharing the boards with even one less snake can really change the dynamics of a particular snake.
There's something to be said for playing it cool in the early game,
for sure.
So I'm poking around a little bit here in Group A and seeing what's been up to. Hemming's been making lots of games. They've been running games. They've been trying things out. So we've got some preparation.
Yeah.
Let's see how that's played out.
Taking a look at Group A as well. Most Battlesnakes, there's not a lot of about or description on them. So playing the cards pretty close right now. But Lars in this first group mentions that he likes a space to leave him be, but he does sometimes get hungry for snackies. So I like this, Lars. Like, it's not terribly aggressive, but I feel like you've got kind of a gentle survivor in you, and I'm going to be looking for that.
Also, Lars has some games with like 287 turns, so that's pretty neat.
Playing it cool can sometimes be the secret to a long lasting.
Yeah. So hopefully that is visible to everyone. Let me walk you through what we're seeing on this game here. So obviously here is the snakes. We'll walk through which one is which in a moment. On the right here, we see a couple of important pieces of information. Up here is our turn clock, so that will increment by 1 every turn. When the turn ticks over, a snake will lose 1 health, and that's indicated by this bar. So that bar is at 100. It refills to max when they eat a food. Those are the little pink discs, the nutrition discs. And if it hits 0, that snake will starve out. So they want to keep that bar relatively full. Whenever they eat a piece of food, this number here on the right will increment by 1, and that is their length. So right now it's 3. All snakes start at 3 length. That means they have a head and 2 body segments. Those body segments are a head, a body segment, and a tail. But those other 2 pieces are currently hidden because the snakes start little and coiled up, but they will spread out. So these snakes are all length 3. What we don't see here right now is the response time. When the game gets started, we will see that. Every snake has 500 milliseconds to respond. That means from when the Battlesnake game sends the request to their snake server, they have 500 milliseconds to return their move. That becomes important because it limits you. You need to make sure your server's warmed up, and also it limits how much computation you can do in that time. If we see 0s on any of those milliseconds, that means we do have a timeout. So we're hoping to not see any 0s and to see big, healthy numbers, or small healthy numbers. That works too. Okay, so let's meet our snakes. So top middle we have a Bota. On top left top left we have Lars. Bottom right we have Theodore, and on the bottom left we have Weirdo Snake. This is kind of a odd distribution. They're all in the top half of the board. Every snake does start with an adjacent food, and then there is 1 floating food in the middle. So one of the things that we will hopefully quickly see. The ways that snakes can be eliminated is by running into the bounds of the map, hitting the walls, hitting the body segments of any snake, or hitting the head of a snake that is equal or greater size. If a snake in a head-to-head collision is larger than the other snake, the larger snake will survive and will prevail and will eat that snake. So it's important to keep a head in food. And so in these early stages, the snake that can grab that middle food, if they're playing aggressively, might have a bit of a lead. So we all tuned in, we all up to date, we all understand what's gonna transpire. Are we ready to go? Perfect.
So
okay.
Let's kick off this exciting new batch of Battlesnakes.
Welcome to the world of Battlesnake AWS interns. Okay, should we give it a countdown for our first game of the day?
Yay!
Go on, Aileen, kick it off.
Yeah, let's go from, I like 4. I think 4 is a good number.
4, okay.
4 snakes, 4 from counting from 4. All right, let's
great.
give it a shot. Ready?
Yep.
4, 3, 2, 1. Battlesnake.
There we go. They are off. So straight away, Weirdo Snake has moved out of bounds. Very unfortunate. They've gone for the top of the wall. It doesn't look like a timeout, though, so that's good. Theodore is getting really long. They've got a commanding lead of over twice that on the nearest snake. They are hitting the timeout a couple of times, though. That is a really big milliseconds, and they've timed out twice while I've been watching. So that's a bit of a risk for them. 1 timeout at the wrong time could play really poorly. Lars looks like they're struggling to keep up with food. Oh, we've just taken out Bota by Theodore, who, again, at this point has such a commanding lead that it's going to be difficult for Lars to catch up and win via head-to-head. So really, we're in a survival game now for Lars, hoping to keep out of the way of Theodore until Theodore squeezes themselves out. This is quite a common tactic. Stay small and let the bigger snake collide with themselves or run out of room, though we're getting cornered. And we did it. That looked like a slip-up. Was this a... No,
what happened?
That was just a miscount. Was that a tie? No, it wasn't a timeout either. Just a misplay by Theodore. Should have gone up, or even down, and then tail chased would have been a good way out. But it just looks like a slip up that just ran into a body. This might have been a case of maybe this is like off by one tail chasing. So for new folks in the room, obviously a snake's tail moves as they move, and so it's really common to start tail chasing and recognizing that, like, hey, there is a tail in front of me. When that tail, in one turn, I'll be able to occupy the space of that tail. So it's possibly an off by one tail chase. But...
Lars didn't eat food right before then either, right? Because your tail sort of stays in the spot when a snake eats food. His head will move forward, but its tail will stay where it is.
I was explaining to someone earlier that we have there's a fun curve where people realize they can tail chase, and then almost immediately they realize that if a snake eats food, the tail stays where it is, and then there's some drop off a cliff in horror as they realize what's happening. But yeah, that was a very good game. Theodore, absolute mensch, getting huge. We'll hopefully see something new from Weirdo Snake in the next one. But Lars, we were just saying that Lars likes to, be left alone, likes her space, eat a couple of snackies, and they had some games of very long turns. We're seeing why.
I think that was a masterful example of how you can really, becoming a big Battlesnake, you're providing those collision points. It's very aggressive, but a well-maneuvered, slipping and sliding around there, little baby snake. That's an effective strategy. Well done, Lars.
Yeah, absolutely. And well done to all of you. It's great to see the first game. We, new snakes, new tournament. The first game sets the tone, and that was a fantastic game to set us up for this tournament. I think that was very well played. So we've got Nessagrove in chat saying way better than usual. Our old timers throwing shade on the income. This is nice. But you're getting approval from Nessagrove, who is one of our top competitors in the global arena.
That might have been about our countdown too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm projecting here. Yeah.
You're projecting. No, but it was a decent countdown. I think we're better at countdowning. Maybe just something about.
I'm learning that there's the Atlantic lag. I basically have to go a second before I hear you say things.
Yeah, you have to see into the future for the countdown.
Yeah. So as we were saying, in these heats, this is Group A again, but now Lars has moved forward because Lars won the first game. So this is now a game of 3 snakes. Hopefully, we'll see Weirdo Snake. Weirdo Snake's got a bit. They're a bit further from that top wall they hit before, so hopefully we see them come to life and move before things kick off. Let's play the game, see what happens. So I think last time Theodore ate Bota.
Oh yeah.
So let's see if Bota manages to avoid Theodore this time. Here we go. Weirdo Snake straight up and out. Again, not a timeout. Sorry, Weirdo Snake. I hope you're able to resolve that. And Bota just hit their tail.
Oh no, Bota!
Oh no, they got kind of trapped in between Theodore's tail and their own.
No, sorry, Bota. Well, I didn't even have time to drink my water. That was a very conclusive game. But well done, Theodore.
Quick and decisive, and I'm curious to see if Theodore's hungry length advantage strategy is going to be carried forward.
Brad said to Theodore eat. Yes, there we go. Theodore ate. That's what happened.
Oh wow!
Well,
good eye. I was just talking about this, and I didn't even see that.
Yeah. Thank you, Brad.
There you are.
Yeah, so that is Group A. Let's give... I've done a bad thing. Let me open that again. So we've got Theodore and Lars going through to... they're guaranteed to be in the next set of heats. Excellent. So now we're going to go... Just say Mason drum.
That was excellent job. Very good job.
Oh, I see. So now we've got Group B, Basilisk, Cold Blood, Gah, and In the Mood. So let's go over and get that game running.
I'm really enjoying that I get to say Gah now.
Gah. Yeah.
Finally.
So Gah is here on the left. I have to do it every time. I can't not.
Yeah, no, you have to. Commit.
Yeah. Commit to the bit. Basilisk top left, Cold Blood bottom right, Gah in the middle left, and In the Mood in the bottom left. Do we know anything about any of these snakes? Anyone got fun activity? Have we got any
It's
full?
pretty quiet. I mean, we do have, I mean, you put it in the about, so let's give you an on-stream shout out reward. But we do know that In the Mood was created by Robert Hammond, Eric Robinson, and Ellis Johnson for AWS Intern Team 14. Congratulations, AWS Intern Team 14. You're doing great. Let's see how this goes out for you. Because you put these details in the about, that's why you're getting personal shout outs. So thank you for doing that.
Yeah, for better or for worse, everyone will know now. This is your snake.
I see a Theodore in chat. Is this the Theodore of the long boy that just won Group A? The Theodore. We have very few people standing up and taking ownership of their snakes in the chat. Coincidence.
Sure it is.
Okay. Well, let's kick this game off. Here we go. So no one's timing out. No one's gone out the arena. That's great. Basilisk has just been eating with head-to-head with Gar, and then Gar took themselves out. Really disappointing. Cold Blood is getting. It looks like chasing is going on here. That was a bit tense. This is a very pleasing color palette as well. But Cold Blood is really getting the lead. It's a very hungry snake, just entirely food focused. In the Mood managed to set them off course a little bit there, which is quite cool. In the Mood being a little bit more chill, but it might have just been that Cold Blood.
Oh,
well done.
What happened there?
Cut him right off.
Cold Blood went here and then went left for reasons. Again, I will do the usual thing where I over extrapolate snake behavior, but I'm assuming it's probably doing something like seeing if it can see its tail and can't, so it's not going that direction.
Yeah, I mean, it's even pretty close. Even if they went right, do they have enough space? Maybe barely to get out.
Yeah, they'd have enough space to tail chase. Yeah. Or In the Mood will move out the way. Yeah. So yeah, well done In the Mood. I said you gave them a shout out. They filled out their bio. Snakes that fill out their bios, and they just do better.
That's true. Now we know.
For all those watching, filling out your bio, it's not a deploy. It doesn't mess with anything. So if you want to get that full bio karma, I'll go fill them out right at this moment. Okay, spinning that game too. So In the Mood is through. They'll be removed from this bracket. So we were seeing some aggression from GAAA, which is probably not surprising given the anger in their name. If they can manage not to hit themselves, but we'll keep an eye on that one a little bit closer, because a collision at size 4 is rare and unusual, like an own collision. So we'll see what happens. All right, here we go. Okay, they're doing good. Okay, they're getting Basilisk is lost in the head to Cold Blood. Cold Blood has committed a cold-blooded kill, and now these snakes are very.
Oh, interesting.
Took itself out. So.
Poor.
Oh, okay. This is a typical case of actually, it would have won either way. So we quite often see, you've got these moves where a snake is basically coin flipping on colliding with a head, or having another out. And this might be over optimizing around avoiding potential head collisions. But even then, it could have been head-to-head on the left as well. Angar had the bigger size. Just unfortunate misplay. What is fun, though, is at this point, they actually died by hitting themselves, as they decided not to hit the body of Cold Blood, and they went up instead. And
go back in there. I mean, I'm looking at God's profile. I'm trying to find, hints, but like right now, my headcanon is that this is a random chaos snake. It's just pushing forward, and this sometimes just happens. Big risks. Sometimes they don't pay off.
Yeah, I mean, it got to size 9, respectable. But yeah, well done, Cold Blood. You are through to the next. And well done, Group B. We've got Theodore saying, "I cannot believe this." Maybe Theodore is the proud owner of Gar. We're seeing here.
No, not confirmed. A coincidence, according to chat.
Well, no, that was whether they were Theodore, right? Yeah.
Oh. It's Theodore.
Yeah, because the name was Theodore, so I was asking if they were Theodore.
Who's your snake? I need to know this now.
I'd really love it if this was just some rando from Twitch who is just
really
like, I don't know, enjoying, just really into these snakes.
Do I need to have a snake to enjoy? You don't need to have a snake to enjoy Battlesnake. That's for sure.
Not at all.
Yeah. So, well done, Cold Blood and In the Mood. So we've got 4 of the snakes for our next heat. Next up, we've got Bra, Cheerio, Apollo, and Danger Noodle.
Okay, I gotta read this out here. So the about for bruh, it's like bruh, I don't know, it does what it wants. And I love that. I'm assuming here, it's the tags are clueless Python. I mean, it's like you've got a machine learning Battlesnake perhaps, and it's you just can't take responsibility for it as a developer. You just let it go. If it becomes Skynet, it becomes Skynet. You know, that's how I feel about Bro right now.
So good.
There comes a point in developing Battlesnakes. You just need to let them out into the wild and let them develop their own personalities.
Kick them out of the nest,
Stop trying to guess why they do the wacky things they do. There's actually my favorite recent phenomenon is there's been several players in the Summer League who have commented recently that they've just found an enormous bug and they have no idea how their snake got as far as it did with that bug. And it's happened like multiple times in the Discord in the last couple of weeks. The extent to which anyone knows how, and the extent to which anyone knows how their snake works is very limited. So this is the most pleasing game layout I have ever seen in my life.
Oh, it's so symmetrical. My goodness.
All four corners and all of the food has
Somebody take a screenshot of
this
this forever. Take a clip of this so that we can enjoy this.
There we go.
The color palette is amazing. The symmetry is very good. It's extremely satisfying.
Yeah,
it's absolutely perfect.
I don't want to curse this game by making assumptions here, but taking a look-see, so Cheerio in the bottom left, who last minute updated their looks, rocking the rocket tail. That rocket tail is unlocked by reaching gold level in the Summer League that's also running right now.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that tells you a little something about Cheerio.
Interesting.
Ooh, that's a flex when you show up to the internship tournament with your gold only tail.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely fantastic. So, Danger Noodle, top right, Apollo, bottom right, Cheerio, bottom left, and Bra, top left. I'm very excited to see how this layout emerges because they're all gonna have to go in the corner. I'm gonna hit play now. Here we go. Oh no!
Apollo abandons their food.
That was amazing. We're gonna go back and watch what happened between.
It worked out because they
they're down. You cursed them.
I cursed them.
So Cheerio has the lead by a very small margin. Bra just took themselves out by getting cornered by Danger Noodle.
They do what they want.
They do what they want. Danger Noodle, I was going to say it looked like it was hugging the outside, but now it's gone into the middle. We'll have to restart this game. That moment at the beginning was so funny. With just kind of, we're in one of these states right now where both snakes are kind of doing their thing. There's not too big a gap, and it's really just going to be who runs out of space first, and that was very close for Danger Noodle.
Tail chase.
Yeah.
Cheerio's not leaving much space for Danger. Oh, there you go. It works out for them.
So well done, Cheerio. Danger Noodle did some really great tiling here. Like this was pretty much as good as they could have done in the space, but it just wasn't enough. Okay, we're gonna go right back to the beginning. So as we said previously, I'm just gonna refresh this. It won't break if I refresh it, will it? Cool. So as I said earlier, so every snake has food in their corner, and then the middle is like the piece to play for. Apollo ignores their food, but watch what happens here between Bra and Danger Noodle and how Cheerio takes advantage of it. Bra and Danger Noodle both go in. They both go for it. Like, no, we can't. And then Cheerio snatches it. It's so good.
And it was almost a three-way collision there. That's just woof.
But the mirrored spiral, that bit.
Meanwhile, Apollo abandons their food entirely and then comes back for it and dies. Poor Apollo.
Apollo waits for it to become a buffet and then overeats.
And then
Apollo is all of us, yeah.
Oh, poor Apollo, I feel you.
Oh, that was such a good game.
Oh man, Chad is reminding us that Apollo won the mini tournament last week. So
dang.
Interesting.
Just goes to show.
Yeah.
Maybe they were doing that strategy we talked about where they're just gonna like hang out for the first game and then now they're really gonna turn it on.
Yeah, which we see time and time again. This game is looking a little more chaotic, which is nice.
I think we've established here that at minimum, Bra and Danger Noodle are kind of agents of chaos here. So
agents of chaos, yes.
And they really don't like each other. These two are adversaries in my minds now. Okay, here we go. So Apollo is the one to watch here. Again, ignored the food, stayed at the minimum possible length, is bobbing along, is getting chased. Oh no, that was so tough. Okay, so now the adversaries, only one of them can go ahead, and Ra does have the lead by quite a commanding margin. And Danger Noodle, although we have seen get squeezed out by a bigger snake before, but it does have quite good tiling, so it's got an opportunity.
Trying to catch up. Danger Noodle.
It is growing pretty quick, but not. I don't think it's eating aggressively enough to catch up. It is just going to be a case of, is it superior tiling? There we go. That's done it. That's done it.
Oh no!
There we go.
Wow.
Bruh, I'm so sorry. So all of the chat, we've got like a I'm Spartacus moment going on in the chat about Theodore.
We are all Theodore. I'm Zoros.
But well done, Danger Noodle. Looking at the numbers here, like 16 just beating out a length for 28 is beautiful to see. One thing that is really interesting here is all these latencies are really high. And high latencies are a sign of two things. Either you're running your snake on like a Raspberry Pi in your shoe cupboard, or you're doing big algorithms. There's lots of thinking going on. I would love to know which it is. Let's mark that game off and go visit our tournament dashboard. So that was it for these initial heats. So now we've got our Group A and Group B, 2 games of free snakes. So this will be, yes, we are playing each heat twice. So there'll be 2 winners from each of these, 1 straggler left behind, and that'll get us to our top 4. And then from the top 4, again, we will play until 1 snake is eliminated. So Group A, we've got Cold Blood, Danger Noodle, and Lars. And Group B, Cheerio, Theodore, and In the Mood. Those are like, I mean, this is really trite to say because, like, you know, these are all the winners from the previous groups. Of course, those are good groups. They're small groups. But, like, I feel like those matchups are quite pleasing. Like, Lars was really interesting in, like, how was, like, a small noodly snake that managed to stay out of the way. And Cold Blood was, again, like, not a super growy snake, but was quite aggressive. So I really want to see some Cold Blood chasing Lars. And then we've got Cheerio and Theodore, the 2, like, get swole win games snakes in the same bracket, who are just gonna fill up the board together. And In the Mood is going to it's gonna be interesting to see how they squeeze in between those 2 giants of the tournament. But let's
I just want to roll back here for a moment and reflect on something I said earlier, which is Joe, Aileen, I thought these Battlesnakes were fantastic. I've had a chance to preview them, and I think this shows they are not disappointing. Agreed?
No, yeah, for sure. No, I'm very happy.
Agree. Yeah, I think anytime that we see these snakes, and like, how long do we know how long that everyone's been working on these snakes? Because I always think it's super impressive. So had a bit of time, but not an incredible amount of time. So I have in my calendar June 10th was when we did the first. I mean, that's
basically
that's like a month, right? That's barely a month.
And like this is while they're full time working, you know.
They're also interns.
Trying to do an internship at, you know, the famously like relaxing environment that is.
That's
AWS,
what everything we hear about AWS. Super chill time.
I mean, barely responsible for critical.
Not at all.
No high performance people get hired there, right? Like
no, not at all.
Nothing important to do. Yeah.
I just reread the prizes, and maybe it's too early to talk about it, but do you know these night mode socks? What are these? We have socks now? We've been talking about socks forever, but
I mean, as we established before the show, none of us knows what's happening with Battlesnakes.
No one.
It turns up, and we are very happy about it.
There's definitely some really cool side prizes here going on. And we got the camping mug and some night mode socks. So first and second place, we get some sweet socks, which
for context, I think, Aileen, you got to have a prize queen moment a little later on.
We'll
show off what folks can get.
When we're in the top 4, we'll talk about what everybody's getting, because that's when it starts to get really exciting.
Chad brings up a serious question. Do the socks glow?
This is what I need to know.
They do not, but that is a wonderful suggestion.
I mean,
I don't even know how that happens or works, but now I need to know.
I do have questions about the mechanics of that, because like most glow in the dark things like don't need to be exposed to light to charge. How would that happen with socks?
It's either like a paint, you know, like that, like fabric, whatever stuff that like you put under a lamp and then it glows. But like, I think we should just full on like wire it up with some LEDs.
I do have some yarn that's like retro reflective. It's meant for like people that have been dark and the light shine on you. So that might be a good compromise.
Yeah, I would accept that. Just blindingly silver as soon as the light hits them. Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Anyways.
Okay, enough about socks.
I'm now just imagining the next Battlesnake show. It's just Aurora crocheting for
just
the whole
making
show.
socks for everyone.
I am very poor at knitting, and I can really just do a tube, and so I'm just
There you go,
grateful that
one big sock for everyone.
Yeah.
So, top left in the first game of these new heats, we've got Cold Blood, Danger Noodle top right, Lars middle left. A bit of a cramped board for the small number of snakes and space they have. I have got open these handy graphs down here. We'll have a look at them if they're interesting as well. So these will show us the health over time, the length over time, the latency of time, and shouts, which is a new feature that has been unlocked for us just for today. Snakes can make shouts, which can be used for all kinds of fun things. In fact, we saw a snake earlier on an earlier show on this channel that was using the shouts to store temporary state about the game so that it would get sent to their snake in the next request. Very cool. Or they can just be used to smack talk your opponents. So we'll see if anyone's using that and see what comes out in there. But for now, let's kick off the game. Here we go. So Lars, exactly as I predicted, staying tiny and getting chased a little bit, but it was by Danger Noodle instead of Cold Blood, but they got out of it. Now they're just hanging out in the middle of the board, having a really good time, keeping their space, don't want anyone to go near them, exactly as said in their bio. Cold Blood and Danger Noodle keeping very even in terms of gap in food, neither of them really able to get the lead over the other. I think it's going to come down to who accidentally squeezes Lars out and then manages to take control. There we go.
Lars,
never mind.
Food. Oh, Lars.
No, Lars, always one square away.
I was so.
I feel for you.
Oh no. Okay, so it all went wrong very quickly. So over here, Danger Noodle. I don't even know. So Cold Blood went down. I guess it had to go down. It wouldn't have had enough space to go up. So it went down, and Danger Noodle could have
lucky
head-to-headed it there, but gave it an extra turn. And then Danger Noodle was surrounding the only food that exists. I didn't even notice Danger Noodle was running out of food. That Lars was running out of food. Poor Lars.
Just two moves away from staying alive.
Bless them. Okay, well done, Danger Noodle. Danger Noodle's through. So now we get head-to-head with just Lars and
Cold Blood?
I'm pressing the wrong buttons. No, I forgot how software worked. There we go. Between Lars and Cold Blood. And then right next to each other. This is unpleasant. Okay. So I'm gonna assume that Lars is gonna ignore these two easy foods in front of it, and Cold Blood is gonna eat them all and then chase.
It sort of would be a benefit for Lars, but we know that they don't really eat unless they really want to, so.
Great. Okay. Oh no, they took the middle one. Okay.
Oh, interesting.
I think that was accidental because they just like to hang out in the middle. So they are actually eating.
What happened? This is like a personality change.
And again, as I said, we sometimes see weird dynamic shifts when you change the amount of snakes in the game, where a snake that was previously had very well-defined behavior seems to change, but actually it hasn't changed that much because they are now 3 times smaller than Cold Blood.
I mean, worth noting, this is the first game we've seen where it's 1v1, and us as Battlesnake veterans know that the strategy changes when it's one-on-one. So I'm glad to see this. Maybe there's a little bit of advanced thinking here for this situation.
There's going to need to be, because Cold Blood is so huge at this point. And Lars is really just hoping that they tie themselves into a knot. No, why would you go over there?
No, don't go over there.
Oh, that makes me nervous. I hate it.
Ours is running out of space, but it doesn't really matter because they're so small. They can hang out in a small amount of space.
They're doing well at positioning themselves.
What?
Okay,
that was
so
just straight
for Lars here.
They were one off of being able to tail. Could they have tail chased their way out of there?
They could have tail chased their way out of there really easily. Yeah. Well, if they'd just gone right here, they would have been tail chasing.
Cold Blood.
Just right there.
A little slip up there. Halfway.
It was this left was the mistake. Yeah, very well played, Lars. Picking the emptiest spot and spinning to win.
Spinning to win it.
Spin to win.
I mean, I quite like little petite Battlesnakes, and I know that there are strategies. I think we talked about this in some Q&As or at least a tutorial where if you can squeeze a larger Battlesnake up against the wall, you can cut them off and you can do it. So I like seeing this.
As long as you're able to avoid the head-to-head, being a larger snake like isn't really necessarily a benefit, especially if they're not aggressive. If you're a big snake and you're not aggressive, if anything, it's a detriment.
So there are some niche strategies, like who was it? Oh, I can't remember who it was. It might have been Pruse, who had a weird stint of wrapping their opponent up.
An anaconda style snake. Yeah, that is actually extremely satisfying to watch.
And oh, sorry. I'm just thinking of the game, like, and a thank you to Cold Blood, because although unfortunately you weren't able to pull it out of Group A, thank you for contributing to some quality games. There's no question that you fought there.
Yeah, it's tough to lose Cold Blood, actually, because it is such a fantastic snake. We have such good snakes here. This is going to be a good final, though.
When you have a screaming and being very emotionally attached to certain snakes, you know they're good games and we're enjoying watching them.
My only regret is that God didn't advance, so we could keep saying that.
I mean, we can still just loop it in there.
I'm finding ways to casually bring it up.
Just casually bringing it up.
I feel mean for saying it.
Hey, do you all remember that snake? What was it called again?
Oh, G-AAA.
Oh, G-AAA is actually also pretty cool.
Okay, here we are with the first game of Group B in round 2. We have Cheerio on the bottom left, the Summer League Gold contender. What were you laughing at? Oh, me and Cheerio again.
It's nice. It's great.
In the mood in the top middle, Theodore on the top right. I forgot to check the graphs. Didn't know of any of those snake shouts.
Oh, and the shouts.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens.
This time, I will not let you forget. I'm here for shouts and graphs. That's what I'm here for. It's my whole job now.
So we've got Theodore saying that. Got to say, Theodore is probably my fave so far. Coincidence to say. So we'll see if how Theodore does.
Yeah, it's great to see Theodore again.
Yeah, here we go. No, Theodore's timing out.
Oh,
quick,
no, Theodore, no.
Rip Theodore. Trucker says, how was that shout thing? I forgot to check. Trucker, I'm so sorry. Cheerio is driving around the edges. Oh, no, they've driven out a little bit. In the mood, doing kind of a Lars here, just hanging out in the middle. Oh, that looked like it was an intentional cutting off space there.
Is Cheerio coming
in the mood?
Ooh,
they are properly ending paths. That was the second time they did that dive down to stop to block off travel.
No,
that's going to be
use your space. Oh my god, my heart.
Oh no, I thought that was it.
Come on.
Okay.
No. Oh, no. Scroll
that
down.
Like
I want to see the graph.
Okay, yeah, we'll look at the graph. There we go. Do we have shouts? We don't have shouts.
Ah, shoot.
But we do have
graphs.
The health graph is often the most interesting because you get to see, like, you know, near misses. But
frequent feedings here, I think.
The cadence of In the Mood is very nice.
It's kind of funny that In the Mood's like gap between eating decreases as they got hotter in the competition. That might just be because more food is on the map. But anyway, so what do we think went wrong here with Cheerio? They just didn't. What? But why a Cheerio? Why? Yeah. Sometimes it happens.
It's kind of tough if you're not looking too far ahead to know that, like, you really have to be looking like 4 moves ahead to know that you can't fit there.
Yeah, or you need to start playing with there's a couple of algorithms which are popular for like determining the size of a space. Yeah, and you need to start doing that and saying like, hey, this space is smaller than me. I should not go in that. But well done In the Mood for moving through. I was about to say condolences the others, but we've still got another game. So it's still up there for Cheerio and Theodore. Oh, a Cheerio and Theodore head to head. That is going to be something to see. Oh, I'm excited about this one. And again, the RNGs put them both very close to each other. I'm going to go and see how we. Okay, feet.
Oh!
Never mind. I was the sentence and Theodore got the extra. Sorry, and Cheerio got the extra food were just coming out of my lips, and straight away Cheerio is capitalized on that and just Viper like. Condolences, Theodore. Very sorry, Theodore. Thanks for
that was 10
games.
turns. Lightning turn. I mean, we can check the graphs, but it'll be a pretty small graph.
I mean, it just goes to show like that competition for that middle food, getting that 1 length advantage early game.
Yeah.
It is really cool to see that.
Down to the middle and then back up, and brutal.
Chat throws out savage, a savage move. I mean, Cheerio, that name, that countenance, maybe it's a little bit more of the type of Battlesnake that might tie someone.
That mustache is not as pleasant a Cheerio as we thought. It's a dastardly Cheerio.
But snakes don't have.
Theodore Stan posts in chat. Is it too late?
Well, I was about to say that, luckily Theodore Stan won't be too upset since they didn't make Theodore, as we earlier established.
So is he not going to stan Theodore? Is that what he's saying?
Oh, I hadn't realized until you said that's probably what they're going for, and that it's not just their name is Theodore Stan. Okay. Anyway.
Come on, I'm here for it.
That brings us to our top 4. So as a reminder, we will be playing 3 games in this heat. This will be, we'll be playing games until there is just 1 snake left behind. And this is our semifinals before we'll move into the big, intense play till someone wins finals. Congratulations to all the snakes who made it, who entered at all and made it to, this tournament. Thank you all for playing. These have all been fantastic games. Let us roll on to the top 4, he says. Perfect. We are ready. Good.
And I mean, at the cusp of this threshold, I mean, chat has pointed this out, and I want to highlight it. Like these, no matter what happens from here on out, these are the teams that are going to Summer League to represent.
Let me actually quickly dip into Summer League and show you what that means. So this is a Summer League leaderboard, right? And so snakes move up and down here as they gain rank. You will see that some snakes have in their tags big old logos. And that is
big old logo.
Yeah. So your snake will be on this leaderboard with the big old logo next to it in the tags. So you'll be very clearly indicated as an AWS snake and able to represent and show off what the AWS interns are capable of in that summer leaderboard.
And poll in chat right now, favorite top 4 snake here. Cheerio has a commanding lead. I mean, I think that savage cutoff in the previous game, knocking Theo out, just really hit people.
They're a real contender. Do we want to talk really quickly about what is this gonna what everyone might win here? Did you just notice that you just noticed? Yeah, I have something to say. It's maybe equivalent to putting my hand up, except way better. Real quick, these are our final 4, so they all have the honor of representing AWS in the official Battlesnake Summer League, but first place does walk away with some extra juicy prizes. You got a $30 Amazon gift card, Battlesnake Night Mode socks, Battlesnake camping mug, which is really great for coffee, just saying. And and then their team is also, they're going to be the #1 AWS. I wonder if there's like a slightly different logo for they're all winners.
No, they're all equally good in the eyes.
Yeah, they're all equally good.
Yeah.
Second place is pretty much, we got the $30 gift card, Battlesnake Night Mode socks. You miss out on the camping mug. So you got to if you want the mug, got to get first place. That's really, you can put it on, weld it to a little trophy base and drink Cheerios out of it or whatever people do with their trophies. Right. Because that mug is what you're getting for first place. And then, third place is the camping mug, but not the socks. So this is interesting. So first place is you get it all. And then second and third place, you get to choose between night mode socks or the mug. So I'm interested to see.
Maybe strategically toss.
Yeah, if you really want that mug, I wouldn't put it past.
Or get a prize swap going on.
A real white elephant. What is that? Is that what that's called? That game. Yeah.
God, I love White Elephant. A real Acorn asked, is the AWS representation only for Summer League or for all leagues? It is just for Summer League, I believe. So you'll be representing AWS and up until the big tournament that is on August 1st, I believe. So July 31st. I spontaneously remembered and wasn't told
by a booth at all.
Okay. Thank you for
is that enough hype? Is that enough anticipation? Do we have all the developers behind Cheerio, Danger Noodle, In the Mood, and Lars?
Raise the roof.
There we go. Okay. Thank you for that visit from Aileen, the prize queen. Let's kick it off.
She's
the first of our semi-final games. That spacebar is going to drive me mad. So Lars straight away in the middle, staying small, managing to avoid it. We don't have really decisive leads. I mean, In the Mood is ahead a little bit, but Cheerio is very close behind. I'm so surprised that Lars has survived. They were like in the middle of a snake sandwich so many times.
You can do it, Lars.
No, Danger Noodle timed out. It was a timeout, and then we just lost In the Mood to a head-to-head with Cheerio. Cheerio going for the kills again, and now this is gonna make me so tense. Aileen was saying earlier that you love the little snakes. I cannot deal with it. I will be like...
It's extremely stressful. I mean, that's why I like it, because you watch the little food go down, and sometimes, sometimes they're in a position where they can't get a food. We've seen it with Lars.
And they're
hanging in there, though. Right in the center.
Oh, okay. They managed to get food.
Boy.
We're still in there.
They could cut Cheerio off here. Cheerio's hanging out on the edges.
What I'm worried about is we've seen Cheerio swing into that kill mode and just go for the head. And I'm waiting. I'm
kind of waiting for the win.
Never mind. What happened?
What happened there, Lars?
Okay,
no. So they got scared.
Yeah, so they didn't want to go down here because the head-to-head risk, and then they missed their opportunity to tail chase. So that was well played by Cheerio.
And can I say, like, Cheerio is doing a really great job. So, like, stringing their body along the board, not getting tangled in on themselves. I think this is looking good. If you're gonna play a long snake strategy, you want to start employing these kind of tricks.
Yeah, you got to use that body to control the space on the board. You push a snake to make tighter and tighter decisions. That's definitely a good use of a long snake.
For sure.
Poor Lars. They chose to go into their own body than to face the head-to-head.
So that's been a popular choice in these games. So Cheerio is gone. The specter of might and fright that is Cheerio is no longer on the board. So we're left with Danger Noodle, In the Mood, and Lars. So there'll be one more game after this, which will be a 1v1. But for now, let's see who makes it through to the second spot in the finals. So Lars again saying tiny. Danger Noodle really not giving them a break there, just shadowing them. Dodging heads left, right, and center. Everyone's coming for Lars. Danger Noodle and In the Mood, very narrow margin between them. I think again this is going to be the same as it was in the last heat, where it's going to be someone
going for that food just right at the edge there.
Yeah, Lars plays it very. Oh, we lost In the Mood to a self collision. We'll have to see what happens with that in a moment. I always need to check the graphs. Can't forget to check the graphs. But okay, we're just. Danger Noodle just playing around Lars. I think it's going to be a similar... That was the same situation before. Yeah, same situation as before. They didn't want to go down because of the head-to-head risk, and so they missed the opportunity to tail chase. This is a problem with Lars's strategy of, staying small and tail chasing, is they're not tail chasing tight enough, and presumably they're not keeping, right on their tail in case they hit food, but that does also mean they get these opportunities where an enemy near their tail spooks them into a death spiral.
I think we've seen Danger Noodle specifically do this a couple of times. So good job, Danger Noodle, for finding that exploit and going for it. Don't let those Battlesnakes just sit back and relax. Move in there.
I'm not going to make any inferences in this because I have no idea what's happening, but the differences in these latency graphs is really funny, where it's Lars is just constant latency, nothing tricky or difficult is going on here. Danger Noodle is just all over the place with how fast they're returning and the complexity of what they're doing.
In the Mood, the teal is.
In the mood, yeah. And then Danger Noodle, the blue one, is obviously having moments where it's doing something it's making some very difficult decisions at certain points, and it's interesting to see that those escalate.
Big spike. What happened on turn 43? I need to know now.
I'm just going to refresh this instead. We'll have a look at turn 43. I also wanted to have a look what happened to In the Mood, because In the Mood got knocked out in a self collision, but it looks like we had plenty of. I went past turn 43. Turn 43, nothing. Maybe it was.
Did they shout or something? Was there a shout?
No shouts. Maybe they were looking ahead because there's two heads in proximity and the size is a little bit different. But
thinking about it.
Let's have a quick look, see what happens to In the Mood, because In the Mood got eliminated in a surprising way. I think it was around here. There we go. Why? Why
is this? Have we seen this before with In the Mood, where they just sort of made a decision? Maybe they didn't want to go. Maybe there's two heads on the other side. They kind of wanted to go to the more safe side, but didn't account for their own body.
Maybe. What turn is this? 134. 134.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I'm not quite looking enough steps ahead.
I'm going to pretend the graphs tell me anything useful. They do have a spike in latency here. Anyway.
Interesting.
Let me stop reading tea leaves. Well,
look into my crystal ball.
Yes. We've been waffling for so long, I forgot who won. Danger Noodle. Well done, Danger Noodle. Love to see a Danger Noodle in the finals.
Yes, that's very exciting.
And again, the RNG has put the 1v1 right next to each other. So last time we had this situation, Lars ran straight for the middle and grabbed the middle food. It'd be interesting to see if they have the same behavior again. Here we go. They do. It's quite in the mood is mean. Okay, it's interesting now.
It's chasing Lars. Yeah. Poor Lars.
A little aggressive. I mean, you gotta be. This is the final battle.
That was so cute. Oh, that was adorable.
This is a great example again of what you were saying, Aurora, where like 1v1 is such a different game mode. Like we previously saw In the Mood get quite long quite quickly, but it was obviously because it was being like, chased and batted off course by other snakes. When it's on its own, it just gets the lead. It gets the lead and just goes straight for what it can and stays small. And even now, like there's so much food on the board, and they just broadly speaking do not care. They're just trying to stay somewhere around Lars's head.
Yeah, especially with Lars being so conservative with eating, it just means the food population. Oof.
There we go. Head to head. In the Mood got it.
Advantage.
Okay, we're going back to the beginning to watch the circle, to watch the little dance.
We need to watch the dance. I need that on a loop. I need that someone to like take a GIF, make that a loop so that I can just watch that.
We'll do that very streamily thing of shouting, clip it. Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
okay.
Clip it.
Yeah.
Oh,
how many turns? How many turns of looping was that? How many times did they go around?
Some beautiful synchronized Battlesnake.
They managed 1.5 turns.
Amazing.
It's very
520 degrees of Battlesnake. Okay. So that was the last game.
Congratulations in the mood there.
Yeah.
So is this our final 3? That's so exciting.
Yeah. And just some friendly words to Lars. Don't be discouraged, Lars. You've got a Battlesnake, that little sneaky, that little Battlesnake, pushing their way through. There's a beautiful foundation there that got you to the top 4. I think watch back some of these games, take little tweaks. I think you've got a really competitive Battlesnake here.
Yeah, it was really that one thing where they were not quite chasing their tail that seemed to really catch them. And like, it's kind of unlucky in that way, but like also that means you pretty much have like one thing to fix and then your snake is pretty OP already.
Yeah, it's just tighter loops and finding enough way to solve whatever problem it was that led you to have a one gap loop, which presumably was the food problem. That's usually why people do that. And then, looking great. So again, on top of Lars.
Yeah, proposed term for what we saw in that last game was figure snaking.
Perfect.
That's brilliant.
That's amazing. Put it on a t-shirt.
Yeah, figure snaking.
Figure snaking, amazing.
For that synchronized little dance that we get.
We've had a lot of like synchronicity between snakes here, like the
that one, the symmetry board.
Yeah.
There's a poll up in chat as well. Who, Cheerio, Danger Noodle, In the Mood, who is going to be our AWS intern champion? Start voting. Battlesnake lore teaches us that superstition and predictions have a huge impact on the outcome of the game. So pop that vote in there. We may be working with computers, but we are not immune to our superstitions.
The other thing, as we said, that makes a huge difference is your bio. Has anyone added in any bios while we've been playing?
Yeah, I need to see.
So Cheerio had a bio, right? In the Mood. Have we got anything in the Mood?
Did not have
sorry. In the Mood had the bio. That was the ones that got the shout out by Aurora. No one's decided to take advantage of our kind of what's our team name? No idea. Perfect. What's this new line character going on in here? Very nice. These are the team name bios rather than the snake bios.
Ooh, Cheerio has won the chat, which is not a surprise. I think
beautiful.
I mean, there's some rhyming power in there.
Yeah. Oh, these folks built multiple snakes. There's a reinforcement learning snake. Is this perhaps a clue to what's going on with Danger Noodle? Is it a reinforcement learning snake that we're seeing here?
Interesting. A combo between the random snake and the reinforcement learning.
Or was it actually just the random snake one, and that what we're seeing here is pure random?
Yes. All right. Poll is stating the people have spoken, and they believe that Cheerio is the favorite right now for champion, and I don't blame them. It's got fabulous branding. It's an intimidating looking Battlesnake. We've seen it be ruthless with its food eating and things. So I mean,
it's got a little mustache. What else could you?
Joe, Aileen, what are your predictions?
Let me have a look at the board and I'll tell you.
I love some of the. Look at the.
Go on, Aileen. What was your prediction?
I mean, it feels like I've really enjoyed In the Mood. I think that they've kind of had some like really come behind, interesting thinking. So, and Danger Noodle is tough because I think they were sort of plagued. There was a bit of timeouts there, so tough to trust in Danger Noodle. Though they do seem to have like probably the better position here, starting position, if they take advantage of it.
I think it's gonna be interesting to see. I really want to watch In the Mood here, based on what we saw in that 1v1 with Lars. Just in how, like, I didn't realize before that game that they were so aggressive tuned, and so I'll be enjoying seeing how they do, especially with the spacing. I think there's an opportunity here for them to get the food lead really easily, and then we might see something fun. So first of
sorry, go ahead. I think you're gonna say what I was gonna say.
I'll say first of X games. It could be 3, it could be 6, 7, however many. We have often seen situations where we get to 2 wins for one snake and it looks like it's all over, and then we get the reverse sweep and it goes on. So who can say what will happen? Either way, I'm sure there'll be fantastic games. Are we ready to kick off?
It's very exciting.
Okay.
For all the prizes.
Yes. No, In the Mood's timing out. No.
Tragedy.
Oh. Okay, but Cheerio's got a little bit of a lead. Nothing super decisive or irrecoverable yet. In the Mood did manage to get food on their way timing out. They timed out straight through the center food.
Cheerio with a pretty significant size advantage at this point.
Yeah, it's getting towards irrecoverable. And they're, as you pointed out in the last game, Aurora, their way of snaking across the map is starting to cause problems for Danger Noodle because they take up much more of the map than Danger Noodle does. Like right now, they've got half the map and they're very... like Danger is keeping tighter loops, easier, like as they get longer, far riskier situations.
We have seen Cheerio get tied up.
How? Why?
Wow.
Avoiding head-to-head.
Gotta watch out for those corners. We've talked about this. You know, you're on the edges. If you like to hang out on the edges, it's kind of a dangerous spot to be.
Yeah. So game 1 goes to Cheerio. Will we see In the Mood wake up for game 2?
I think so. We've seen it before, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it might.
Or was that Danger Noodle that did that?
Do you think that In the Mood has done a between game deploy? Do you think that's what's happened here? That they missed game 1 because they were deploying?
In the Mood, please say it ain't so.
Oh, I would love it. In the Mood, if you're in chat, please tell us. Oh, someone says In the Mood is back up now. Scripster, did you deploy? We were down.
Oh no.
Were you down because of crash or did you deploy? I need to know. Have you been deployed?
Yeah. No.
Okay, they didn't deploy. Okay.
So someone listens to us. Someone heard us say that.
Didn't
touch anything. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're back up. Good recovery. Okay, here we go. Okay, you weren't back up for this game, but don't worry. There's probably still more. Hopefully you got it back up before the
it's first to 3, so they got
Yeah. So remember, sorry, go on.
I was gonna say, don't forget these games do run a little bit in advance. So it's possible this game ran right before you got your server back up. It's okay, you still got time.
Yes. So what we are watching is a replay of the games. So yeah, Cheerio, absolutely dominating lead, and that's going to be it for Danger Noodle.
Once
that
again,
was just like again this board control from this point on. There's like, I mean, when you're up against the edge, as you were saying in the last game, Aileen, when you're hugging the edge, if a longer snake gets ahead of you like this by one space, it's the classic, Tron light cycles thing. They're just going to run you into the edge. And here, actually, they gave some space. Yeah.
Tron light cycles. Good example. Yeah, that's great.
Okay, so if you told us that you got that snake up Scripster as before we started watching that game. So there's a good chance that you're in for this one. So that's two to Cheerio, right?
Two to Cheerio. Will they get the third? Do we see another victory here and pull this series out a little longer?
Just watch. In the Mood's going to wake up and reverse sweep. I'm confident.
It's happened.
Joe's rooting for you. In the Mood, don't worry.
Possibly the last game.
Yeah.
And if Danger Noodle can stay off the edges here, then I do think they're a contender. They've been hanging out on the edge too much.
Yeah. Okay.
Living on the edge. Sorry.
Possibly the last game. No, in the mood. It wasn't fast enough. I'm so sorry. Hopefully,
well, if Danger Noodle wins this, then you still have a chance.
Oh!
It's happening. It's
all happening.
That was here.
Danger Noodle got the lead and just went for the kill. They're like, no, I'm not messing around this game.
I mean, I think Danger Needle needs to do that. Cheerio is just getting that length advantage and then can do whatever they want. But
that's true. So far, we've seen Cheerio really get away with the length advantage. But maybe Danger Noodle just needed that one extra food to really turn on the aggression.
Yeah. Scripster, the fact you can see logs coming into your server is good. So again, the games we're watching have already happened in the past. So in the time it took you to restart, these games probably had played whilst you were down. So the fact you can see logs coming in now means that we're probably going to see the games that you are now seeing in your logs in a moment. So you're all good. Don't worry. Let's mark that as done.
All right, 2 for Cheerio, 1 for Danger Noodle. I mean, if Cheerio can still take it, but there is still room for a comeback.
Yeah. Okay. All eyes on In the Mood. You're here in the mood. Yeah! We've got it, Scripster.
Oh no! That was very stressful. Woo!
No. Taken up by Cheerio. But you did wake up in the mood.
Danger Noodle might. We still have. So that if Cheerio wins this, then we're done here. But Danger Noodle, we've seen them. If they can get ahead on food,
Danger Noodle is. Turn it on. Oh, they were closing the gap. It's now starting to get a little bit long. They got 2 foods there, so there's only 2 gap.
No! Look out, Danger Noodle.
That could have been a squeeze out.
Yeah, they're trying.
So that gap.
Cheerio is definitely trying.
That gap's going to be difficult to recover. Okay.
They're 5 away.
No, the food spawns just keep coming on Cheerio's side.
Yeah. And they're kind of avoiding the ones that are right on the edge.
that could be a squeeze. Oh, Cheerio. Oh no.
What happened?
Well, so I don't know why, but they went up there instead of down. And I maybe it's because here. So again, maybe this is faulty look ahead. Cheerio might have seen that Danger Noodle closed off and not been also then doing the math to work out. But yeah, it went up.
They couldn't fit even if I don't think they could fit even.
I think they would have been hooped either way. Yeah.
Because their own body won't fit in the space, and I'm not sure if Danger Noodle is going to get out of the way in time for Cheerio.
Yeah,
I think that would have been
I think both directions were certain death.
So Danger Noodle maybe given Cheerio a taste of its own medicine there.
This is, what did we say? It happens every time. It looks like one snake's got it, and then it all goes wrong.
Reverse.
Wow.
Uno, reverse card.
Okay, the next one's hot. The game is still running.
There we go. I mean, in the mood. I mean, definitely if you happen to see Danger Noodle, in the hallways or in chat, I mean, I think they deserve a little salute because they've given you the time to get back in the game.
Okay, we've got the game.
We're in.
Perfect.
So this could be it. I mean,
again. Yeah. I mean, they all could have been it. They all could have been it.
But now it's if Danger Noodle wins, we're done here. And if Cheerio wins, we're done here. If In the Mood wins, we maybe got more games.
Scripster has requested a 1v1 for second place. We've got a dual request going on. Scripster's taken off the glove and demanded satisfaction. But we haven't got first place yet. Let's keep playing. Okay, here we go. In the Mood is in. We've got In the Mood.
Oh man,
so sorry.
Really? It feels like they're being ganged up on.
Yeah, it does. It's because the other snakes can feel the threat. They were like, this snake's been chilling, gathering its strength. We can't let it. Use it on us. So these 2 snakes are neck and neck, which is dangerous territory. Danger Noodle's got the lead there for a brief moment. When Cheerio isn't able to get that size lead, we know that's bad news for it with Danger Noodle. And the food spawn is a little bit more on Danger Noodle's side this time. That's okay.
I do think Cheerio's also just more willing to grab food that's close to Danger Noodle.
Danger Noodle is very
Danger Noodle is running away from Cheerio.
Oh, that's really tight.
Good tail chasing.
Battlesnakes. There's just too much snake on this board.
Oh my goodness.
This is so tight.
That was
the gap.
Good. For
they
Danger
are
Noodle.
not giving any space. The food spawn has now got. That was
here
very
we go.
fortunate. Nope.
I mean, this is tricky. Any decision can have implications, 10, 20 moves ahead.
As you were saying, what even happened to?
What?
They went for the food. Then why did they go for the? Actually, I think they were gone either way, right? There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way they're getting out of that. Yeah. Wow. Well done. So that's it, right? Danger Noodle wins.
That's it.
Danger my goodness. I mean, what a comeback.
Reverse sweep. It has happened.
The reverse sweep. Well, a sweep, right?
Yeah, it was a reverse sweep. Yeah, totally.
Oh, it's been such a long journey, and like
we're stunned. We don't know what to do.
Definitely.
Let's go back and celebrate the final moments of In the Mood, who, for the second game we saw from them, decided to sit in the middle of the two snakes and make the best of it. Sorry, we can watch this game in rewind. There we go.
Yeah.
Yes. So they just a really tough game for In the Mood. Both these snakes, and we've seen In the Mood here is smaller than Danger Noodle, and we've seen Danger Noodle turn around and go on the kill. They're smaller than Cheerio, and we've seen Cheerio turn around and go on the kill. So the fact that that In the Mood was between two of them and managed to eke it out and get away for just that little bit, is very well done. Well done, In the Mood. We're so glad that you managed to get Snake up and running again. That was heroic effort getting Snake up and running in the finals to participate in 2 games. Very well done, and very well done to Danger Noodle on your win. Let's refresh this and see the full leaderboard. Boom.
Ooh, look at all those
3
trophies.
wins. Yeah, 3 wins for Danger Noodle, 2 wins for Cheerio. Well done, Cheerio. Good games, fantastic games. And yeah, this has been what a ride. What a tournament. Prize Queen, would you like to give a brief reminder of what Danger Noodle has won?
Yeah, Danger Noodle, you've won a $30 Amazon gift card, Battlesnake Night Mode socks, Battlesnake camping mug, and obviously the honor of representing AWS in the official Battlesnake Summer League. I want to say though that In the Mood, you get the Battlesnake camping mug. So I don't know.
Hey.
Personally, I think you might have, if you were going to choose between second socks versus mug, you definitely got my favorite of the prizes. But second place is you also have the joy of being that number 2. So you get the socks, but then you also get the bragging rights. But camping mug is a pretty good consolation there.
And we will not see, this won't be the last for these 4 snakes. They will be representing AWS in the Summer League, so keep an eye on them. We've got a couple of shows coming up that will feature Summer League in the coming weeks. That'll be the tournament, obviously. If you want to continue supporting the AWS interns and your fellow interns, if you are an AWS intern, make sure you tune in to cheer for these snakes in the weeks to come. On that note, let me actually quickly jump over and talk about the Summer League, because as we said, a lot of these snakes were really fantastic. Very impressed with the progress you made in the short time you've been playing, and you should definitely, everyone in this tournament, like, you are worthy of a place on this board. You will definitely climb to some ranks. Yeah, like I don't want to, what I'm going to say now might come across a bit mean to some of our longer players. I don't think you will have problems getting into like gold with the snakes we've seen, right? Like you
unlock that rocket tail. It obviously aided Cheerio.
Of course, that speed boost.
Speed boost.
Yeah. So this league is still running for a couple of more weeks. Where's the overview? I didn't want the leaderboard. The final tournament is on July 31st, but there's a couple more weeks of global leaderboard playing in the competitive ladder. So you enter your snake in the competitive ladder. It earns points for playing games and winning games, and climbs up the ranks. As you earn more points, you progress through. Nearly entered the thing. You progress through. Okay. Bronze, silver, gold, platinum, etc. As you earn those points, you can see our top scorer right now, Pruze, has 14,000 points. But you, the amount of points you earn is, and correct me if I'm wrong, Aurora, the developer who knows how the board works, there are 4. It's battle royale mode, so there are 4 snakes in the game. Actually, let's just quickly watch a game of Pruze.
We haven't seen battle royale with these snakes.
No, we haven't seen a battle royale.
It is a bit of a different beast, but extremely satisfying to watch.
So first big difference you'll see is there are ice creams. So battle royale, royale mode, not battle royale, but royale mode is a battle royale. And if you've played any battle royales, you'll be familiar with the idea of there being like some horrible force that makes the board smaller. In Battlesnake, that is the hazard source. So the hazard source comes in, and when a snake is in the hazard source, it loses a ludicrous amount of health per turn it spends in there. So not only are there 4 snakes on the board in every game, but the board does shrink. As you can see here by this gray bar. So it's a totally different game mode. It's very fun, very chaotic, and well worth having a go at. This hazard, if you haven't seen it in the API, this hazard space, these do show up in the requests you get from the Battlesnake game. So you are able to write, around the hazards. Oh, it's actually a pretzel win. Well done, pretzel. But yeah, so what I was saying there is because there are 4, you will see here that there is a range of points here. So in that game, Pruse only lost 3 points. In this game, Pruse gained 15 points. I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, that the amount of points is variable depending on, when you were eliminated. Which tier you're in. Okay. Perfect. There are different scores. I'm talking rubbish. Anyway, the point is, why I wanted to talk about that is it doesn't necessarily matter when you enter, you can still climb really quickly. So now it's not too late. If you enter now, you still have a good chance of getting into, some high ranks. So perfect.
So yeah, I mean, those 4 Battlesnakes, so our top 4 with number 1, Danger Noodle at 3 wins, number 2, Cheerio with 2 wins, 3rd place, In the Mood, unfortunately not ranking in the final, but having earned their position by taking out Lars, who is our number 4. Those Battlesnakes, get your little changes in to account for that hazard sauce, and we'll see you in the Summer League bracket. But of course, all Battlesnakes from this internship, you are more than welcome. Please join. You are strong contenders. You've done all really, really well today. I think you should all be very proud of yourselves, how everyone's performed in this competition. So feel free to continue iterating and join us in Summer League as well to keep developing those skills.
One final thing I just want to say, I spent Cheerio was in the Summer League. I did go and have a look where that snake is, 38th. So Cheerio is 38th in Summer League.
Anyway.
Very nicely done. Congratulations.
Thank you, everyone. That is it from us. We hope to see you all in the Summer League, and we'll be keeping an eye on these snakes in the following tournaments. And thank you to
AWS for letting us join you for your intern competition. I mean, this is a lot of fun for us. We get to see a lot of Battlesnakes, but you definitely helped entertain. This was great to see, and we're not joking when we say you should be proud of this badge.
Absolutely. Perfect. Hope you've all had fun and enjoy the rest of your internships. Hope you learn a lot and are super successful, and that you go on, or we're sure you'll go on to do amazing things wherever you end up after the internships. And we've had an amazing time. Catch you all later.
Bye.